As you can see, spring has come to our province in its own very special way. It was a very exciting night last night, and we're ready to get to work today. Albertans have given us their trust, and we're going to get down to work. I'll be speaking with members of my new caucus beginning today, and I have some meetings set up to discuss transition. And I'm going to be on the phone today a lot. And I'm looking forward to beginning my dialogue with First Ministers. And I will be reaching out to some of our key business leaders, including some of our partners in the energy industry. We're going to be working very closely together over the next 4 years, so it seems to me that those phone calls are the right way to start. I'll have more to tell you about our next steps in the following days to come. But I'd like to thank everyone once again who took part in the election yesterday. It was an incredible demonstration of democracy and something I was very, very proud to be part of. So with that, I'm happy to take questions.
What's going to be forming your cabinet?
We'll be rolling that out in days to come in terms of the exact timing, but very soon.
And when will we see the session go back at the budget?
You will also get specific information on that in the course of the next 3 or 4 days. We're just in the process of having some discussions, but I will get back to you within.
Do you know when you speak?
You said before, a month ago in the campaign began, you said, we asked you about a climate change strategy, and you said, give us a month after we're elected. The clock's ticking. Can we see a new strategy in a month?
You know, I'm going to be meeting with public servants and getting briefed on the critical issues that the government has before it right now. I suspect that will be one of them, and I will be giving you more information about our plans with respect to that in the coming days.
Can you say what your plan for royalty review is and how quickly you plan to move on this?
Once again, I'm going to be meeting with key public servants, and we're going to be mapping out immediate plans, and we'll be able to get back to you on that in the coming days.
Oil companies are tanking today, down 4%.
And that's one of the reasons that what I'm going to be doing as we're going through the necessary steps to transition to the change in government, that I'm going to be making phone calls today to leaders within the energy industry to begin those conversations. Because what I said very clearly during the campaign is that while we may believe that there's some new consideration that needs to occur, that it will be done collaboratively and in partnership with our key job creators in this province.
So what do you tell to investors that are selling off Alberta companies?
I'm going to say that you know, things are. I'm going to be reaching out to industry, and they can count on us to work collaboratively with them. And you know, I'm hopeful that over the course of the next 2 weeks, they will come to realize that things are going to be just a-okay over here in Alberta.
You mentioned last night that you were looking forward to working with Prime Minister Harper. I'm wondering in what areas specifically you can see cooperation with the Conservatives model.
Well, I mean, Alberta is part of Canada, and so there are many issues on which we have shared concerns. But we know that we need to do some work on the climate change file. We know that we need to have some conversations about the growth of our energy industry. Those are two things which are critical, but there'll be many others, and I look forward to talking about them more in the days to come as I have the opportunity to be briefed on the critical issues that we need to prioritize first.
I also wondered if you could tell us the relationship with Tom Mulcair. You're not the same kind of MVP that he is on cap and trade, for example, and other issues. Where do you see where's the bond between your MVP and the federal MVP?
Well, I have a great deal of respect for Tom Mulcair. I think he's a great national leader, but my job is going to be to focus on being the Premier of Alberta and representing the interests of Albertans on the national stage. And so I have a great respect for Tom Mulcair. I have great respect for a lot of other political leaders across the country. My job will be to work collaboratively with all of them, but always with the focus on doing the best that I can for Albertans. And as I've said throughout the campaign, part of that means protecting our economy and building more jobs, because that's fundamental to Alberta's strength.
Have you appointed a transition team?
I'm in the process of putting together a group of people right now. I'm talking with, last night I had a nice long conversation with Roy Romano, and hearing from people like that who are giving me advice on how to move forward with this. But as things stand now, I've got my senior staff from before the election, as well as we're receiving some advice from some folks across the province, or across the country.
How will this swearing in as Premier, when will that take place?
Well, again, we need to sit down and meet with the public service. You know, I haven't actually been asked by the Lieutenant Governor yet to be the Premier. So there are actually some things that have to occur before you start mapping out calendars. So this is why I say with all sincerity that we'll be rolling out more information in the days to come.
Rachel, is there anything in your platform that could change going forward? Seeing as that night also have to use lots of the conservative vote that was split on the right?
You know, I ran on a platform that I was exceptionally proud of, and I was very clear with Albertans about the values that we had and the path that we wanted to take forward. So it's absolutely not my intention on E+1 to suddenly start rewriting the very principles that I presented to Albertans. I think, you know, we had a clear way forward, and they can count on us to come back to them regularly and report on how we're doing in terms of meeting those goals.
How confident are you that you're going to be able to build a cabinet with 50 rookie MLAs in your caucus?
Well, you know, I'm actually really excited about my caucus in so many ways. You know, I was going over it today, and I have far too many people who are skilled to select from, quite honestly, and I'm so proud that they reflect the diversity of the province, that we have almost 50% women in our caucus. To me, that's historic, but we have people from all walks of life, and I'm very confident that we'll be able to put together a very capable cabinet from a very capable caucus that reflects Albertans. And Albertans will look at our government and they'll see themselves. And I'm proud of that.
What will you do on Keystone and
some of those young candidates were very overwhelmed last night, given the fact that they won. Many of them were very shocked that they won. How do you go about bringing those people into government and showing them, or what do you tell them to bring them up to speed to run this province?
Well, we do what every government that has ever changed in the history of the democratic tradition of our country and our province does, which is you bring them in and you learn the ropes, and you hit the ground running, and you slowly get better. I still remember my first day when the House first sat, when I was first an MLA. I drove Brian absolutely bananas because I was so nervous about it, and I peppered him with questions about every eventuality, and he finally had to sort of take me out of the office and calm me down. That's going to happen. You know, people learn as they go. That's life, and I think it worked out okay for me, and I'm fairly confident that it's going to work out okay for our fabulous caucus members.
Rachel, the unions are obviously very core to your support, but there's going to be a concern now, I would think, that an NDP government in Alberta might be just doing the union's bidding. How are you going to allay those concerns?
I'm going to allay those concerns by sticking to the platform that I ran on, by ensuring that I reach out to stakeholders across the province, not only union leaders, but business leaders and civil society leaders and regular Albertans, and always doing it with a view to staying close to what I ran on. My view has always been that my job is to represent all Albertans, and job creation is a good part of that. So there's no question that there's common cause on many issues with union leaders, but there's also common cause with many issues on business leaders. And so that's the kind of approach I'm going to take to the governance.
Last question, guys.
How many changes will we expect in this budget from the one that exists?
We're going to be getting advice on that over the course of the next few days in terms of how quickly we can make those changes, because there are some limitations in terms of the law and the timing. But we'll be giving you more detail on that in the days moving forward.
Sir, can you outline your position on the 4 major pipelines?
Thanks, guys.
Just from a Canadian context, Canadians are waking up.
This is the last one.
They want to know, you can just give us a little more something firm, tangible for Canada to know about your stance on pipelines, royalties, because everyone wants to know your values and what you're all about today across the country.
Well, as I've said, I think several times now, my values are about representing Albertans, getting the best deal for Albertans, protecting our economy, and ensuring that we grow jobs, we don't lose jobs, because we know that's fundamental to the strength of Alberta and frankly to the strength of Canada. And that's going to be the approach that we take forward in this. We're going to be balanced, measured, reasoned, with always that view in mind. Thank you very much.
You'll have her again very soon, I promise.